Do you have any specific questions to ask me, or do I proceed with my tips?
Yes, ma'am. Since we have begun with discussing the pattern paper, usually
Uh,
many of students find a little difficulty when they are handling the exams pressure for chemistry, because when
yes,
we're talking about the middle chapters, which includes all the compounds, hydrochloric
yes.
acid, nitric acid, sulfuric acid.
Uric
So in
acid.
these chapters, there are several terms and several properties which are very common, and the students get confused. So how to deal with them?
Okay. Now the three compounds that you mentioned, hydrochloric acid, they have to study from 2 points. First, they need to know hydrogen chloride as a gas, and hydrochloric acid derived from hydrogen chloride when it is dissolved in water. So hydrogen chloride as a gas has a set of properties, but when it becomes hydrochloric acid, it becomes a different set of properties. The main reason being that now with the formation of the acid, it is already having ions in it. So obviously a compound characteristic and properties will differ from the ionic reactions. So they need to understand that the moment they have uh, it has become an acid, ionization has set in, and whenever there is an excess of hydrogen ions, then the acidic property manifests because the pH value now changes. So if they study chemistry from this viewpoint, instead of trying to by heart or memorize, oh, hydrogen chloride, physical properties, chemical properties, that is not the way to study chemistry. This is a very wrong approach. Majority of the students approach it like that. I won't sort of blame them. Maybe that approach has been brought into them from the lower classes, that by heart. But it is not that. Chemistry is also quite a logical subject, and if you analyze and study it, I don't think there is no need to memorize. And ICSE syllabus is so prepared and geared. They do not expect you to by heart the densities. They do not expect you to by heart the boiling points or melting points. This can always be available from a chart. They mainly want you to study the trend. They mainly want you to understand why this compound has these reactions. What is the essence of it? So essentially, they want you to understand the structure, the behavior of the compound. Right? So this is it. Now going further on, as you said, sulfuric acid. Now sulfuric acid, being a dibasic acid as compared to hydrochloric acid, will have different set of properties. Hydrochloric acid has only one stage of ionization, but here, being a dibasic acid, it has two stages of ionization. So automatically the first stage of ionization will give you one set of reactions, because still a H is there. You have H plus and the bisulfate ion, HSO4 minus. So which can further go for another ionization. So obviously the sulfuric acid will have strong oxidizing properties. You know, because of its two stages of ionization, it has strong oxidizing properties, and dilute acid will manifest one set of oxidizing properties. I mean, you can study sulfuric acid under three categories. If you study it in that manner, I don't think you will have, any child will have any problem. You can categorize it as behaving as an oxidizing agent under what conditions, behaving as a concentrated acid. What is its reaction when it is a concentrated acid, and also a typical acid. As I said, since it has two stages of ionization, it also behaves like a typical acid. So under these three categories, if you are just writing down your points, you don't need to memorize. Automatically, the entire thing comes out as a brilliant picture in front of you. These are the main things, the descriptive things.